Come on in. Come on in. Happy Friday. I really, for me, I'm happy every day, but I know that a lot of you that are working look forward to the weekends so that you can rest. I am retired and home, so I can rest whenever I want. But anyway, happy Friday. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and we're going to do ornament number 2 out of a series of 3. Let me show you what we did yesterday. This is what we did yesterday. Let's see if I can put something. What do I have that I can put something up? Let's see if this is going to make a difference. No, that's not going to be. Yeah, there we go. So, anyway, this is ornament number 1. We did this yesterday. This is Santa's breeches. And you have his little pockets on, he's his little pockets. And he's got his cuffs. And then you turn it around. It's pretty 3-dimensional. And it's an ornament to be hung on the tree. And you could actually, even though this says Santa, you could also do this as a fireman's set of pants. That would be cute, wouldn't it? I have a brother who is a firefighter. And all right, so this is what we're going to do for today. And like I did yesterday, I have no idea what I'm getting into because this is the first time that I have bought any kind of kit like this, where everything is, hey, Berta, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. This kit is the first kit that I bought like this. I usually pull together my own projects, and I saw these ornaments, and I thought, well, those look really cute. And so I'm learning how to paint. Hey, Deb, come on in. I've been learning how to paint over the last couple of years. So this is an extension. And so this is what I have. So I get this, and then I get these little guys here. And I'm doing great. Having problems with my Wi-Fi. Oh, I'm sorry. Good. Okay, so this is... All right, this is pretty self-explanatory, y'all. Oh my gosh. All right, I got to show you oh my goodness. So this is from, what is the name of this company? Lilac Lane, and this is called a twinkle box. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold this up here. It's pretty self-explanatory. So this is going to be the front of the jacket. This is going to be the back of the jacket. And we're going to stack these on top of each other. Let's see if I can get this in here. And then this is going to be, all right, these are, where do these go? Oh, these must be the, hold on. All right, let me pull this off to the side here. Oh, okay, so how do these fit in here, y'all? This is like a puzzle. All right, so it's got to be his cuff. No. All right, I got to figure this out. Before we start painting, I got to figure, all right, that's going to be probably the back side. Turn this around. This doesn't make sense yet. All right, let me turn it around. Oh, maybe it's like that. All right, so that one goes there. So the round, it looks like the rounded side. Maybe I've got it backwards. Oh, here we go. All right, you know those puzzles that you do when you're 2 years old? This is what you need. You need to have passed Puzzle 101 because, all right, I got it. And then we're going to put, this is going to come in here. It's all three-dimensional, y'all. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Oops, I did it backwards again. So I'm thinking, all right, hang on. Because this is like the back of Santa's jacket. But how do you get these on here? All right, hold on a minute. I spoke too soon. Maybe? No? It doesn't look right. Let's see. All right, hang on. This is, all right, this has to go here because there's a little place for that. Y'all give me just a minute while I sit here and figure this out. This looks like it has to go. All right, hang on. Y'all are gonna see me figure this. All right, I gotta do, that doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. This has to go here, but how do you get, all right, I gotta figure out how do I get, all right, this has gotta come, seems like it has to go there. And it seems like these should fit in here somehow. Is this separate? Can't be. That fits there. And does that fit there? And that fits there. But the question is, how do you get... All right, y'all, I'm stumped. I am stumped. That can't go there. Are they two? This has to be the back. Oh, look at that. That's all one piece. I don't even have to question that one. All right, so that's going to go there. And then we're going to put this on the back. That's going to go there, but I don't understand, y'all, I don't understand this guy here. Oh, maybe it's, no. It has to go this way. All right, let me get his, all right, that fits perfectly like that. So I know that has to go there, but I don't understand. All right, let me turn this around. Maybe I didn't pass the 2-year-old 101. Maybe that, nope, it's got to go this way. I don't know, y'all. I can't figure it out. It looks like, see, it's got to go here. Maybe, maybe not. All right, hold on. Where is there a straight line? That doesn't go. That doesn't go there. All right, let's try this side over here. All right, hang on. That fits perfectly there, but these don't fit on top. Oh my goodness. That doesn't go there. It seems like this should butt up against maybe this. No. No. His sleeve. Oh, this is where I would call my husband because he's so much better with spatial relations than I am. That does not fit. That has got to go. I can get that one. And it doesn't make any sense that this would be on top of this. All right, hang on. I got to get his sleeve. All right, let me see what my little picture shows. I've got a little picture over here, and they don't show the back of it, so that doesn't help me any at all. But the lines need to line up, and see, this looks like it lines perfectly like that, but you would have to then put this on top, and that makes no sense at all. That makes no sense to me. All right, what happens if I turn it? That doesn't fit. It's got to go outside, maybe like that. Y'all, I'm stumped. I am stumped. That doesn't fit there. Let's see if it fits over here. And now I've got them all mixed up, so no. It seems like that fits. All right, let me look at this side here. Let's see what his sleeves look like over on this side. All right, so we've got the rounded edge down. This one must go here. All right, that edge fits there. And that edge fits there. But these don't fit. I don't know what that is. This doesn't make any sense because there's a space there. So if I come in here, maybe the idea is, y'all, I am stuck. Oh, maybe I need to stick it on top here. I think that's what I got to do. All right, I think I got it. Wow. I got this. I hope so. I think what I have to do, they got me thinking here. I love a puzzle. I do love a puzzle. All right, I got it. So we're gonna do, all right, whew, that was a tough one. All right, so we're gonna do this in layers. These are gonna be white, because this is like the fur around Santa's, but I don't understand what this is. This just must be part of his jacket. All right, maybe when I get it painted, it'll make more sense. So let's go ahead, and I've got my water here. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna do just a little bit of water so that I can dip my brush if I need it. There's my, okay, I got it. Yay, I figured it out. All right, so if you need a puzzle for the day, this is definitely it. The one yesterday was a lot easier. Okay, so these will line up. I got it. Okay, so we are going to do, let's do the front first, since that's the easier of the two. So remember that this comes with like these little paint things. And we're also, all right, so I'm going to use, this is going to all be white. So I am going to, all right. And then I think I want the buttons, what color are the buttons? The buttons look like they're brown. And we're going to do the hanger in brown. So let me get a couple of different brushes. I need some smaller brushes to get in these small places. So there's one. Let's see what we got here. You know, it seems like no matter how many brushes you have, you can always have like one more. All right, so I like this angled brush. I'm going to use this one. And this little guy here, I need a round brush for the buttons, but I need one that's not really too big. So maybe we'll do, this is a little bitty guy. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to do for me. This will work. This should work. All right. So let's go in here and I'm going to get some water on my brush, and then I'm going to kind of dry it off. All right, y'all. I think I'm ready now. Now, the obvious thing to do would have been, hey, Mary, the obvious thing to do for me would have been for me to figure this all out before I came online. But I wanted y'all to see me figure it out. And so that whenever you get a challenge, that you don't have any trouble working through it until you get it. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I might need a different brush. Come in here and I'm going to go along these lines, just like I tell y'all. Make sure that you have enough paint on your brush that you can give yourself a nice crisp line. All right, so here we go. And because I have enough paint on my brush, I can go right along this line, and I don't have any trouble at all getting a nice clean line on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the bottom of this, and then I'm going to put the overlay on here. All right, let me show you what I'm doing. Okay? All right, see how I'm going along the inside of the jacket here? And I've got to make sure that I have enough paint on this brush that when I go around these lines, all right, same thing over here, that I get a nice clean line on this. And I'm using an angled brush for this. You could use maybe a flat brush if you wanted to. All right, whew, that was a tough one. Took me a while. It would have helped if I had the picture of the back of it, but I had to figure that one out for myself. So I bought this is like a subscription box, and I bought a couple of them just to see how I did with them. And I thought, well, we'll give it a go and see what happens. These are all little, this is like a Christmas ornament. This was like for the month of August or something like that, I think. All right, so I'm going to come around here. Remember all that painting that we've been practicing? Well, this is coming in handy because I need to go along these lines here. And I want to turn my brush, putting the edge right up next to where these lines come together. And then I'm going to come back with a separate brush and do the part that's in white. And the reason why I'm painting the top and the bottom is so in case I don't line this up perfectly, it won't matter. And it ended up being the wise decision to do that yesterday. All right, and I'm just going along that edge with the tip of the angled part of the brush. What are y'all doing for dinner tonight? I haven't decided what I'm going to do for dinner yet. I eat pretty simply over here. Not a whole lot of fancy meals. Sometimes I'll just have tuna fish that I spruce up. I've got my nephew still living with me, and sometimes we'll have flounder. Love flounder. We do a flounder with, all right, same thing. I'm going to go along this line. It's kind of sticking because I don't have enough paint. There we go. If you don't have enough paint on your brush is going to stick to your surface. So you just want to make sure. All right, here I go. Our son is in town. He is in, he's with my husband right now. Remember that my husband is with his mom, who's 94. And right now she's in a rehabilitation center. And so our son flew in to visit with his grandmother. And I'm going to go up tomorrow. And, ooh, that sounds good, Berta. I bet you're a great cook. I would love to have you cook for me sometime. So how do you make those? How do you make, is it taquito? Is that how you pronounce it, taquito? My nephew, my oldest nephew, I have 3 nephews. The youngest one is living with me for a short period of time. And my oldest nephew, he speaks fluent Spanish. And as a matter of fact, he lived in Honduras, and where else did he live? He owned land for a while, he doesn't anymore, in Nicaragua. And he's in Florida. That's kind of like where his home residence is. Nicaragua was pretty much like a vacation spot for him. He's a surfer, and he loves Central America. That is pretty much his love, and the natives actually have told him that he has a native tongue in Spanish. You know, because like when you learn somebody else's language, I have not learned another language. I took 2 semesters of French in college. I'm a numbers person. Corn tortillas. Ooh, that sounds good. Now, do you make your own sauce and everything, Berta? I bet you do, don't you? And if you do, how do you, maybe you could send me a copy of your recipe or what you do. That sounds like fun to try and learn something new. Do you make, tamales? My dad loved tamales. That looks like, what color is that supposed to be? I don't know. So I'm not going to do anything yet until I figure it out. My dad used to have a saying. He'd say, cold today, hot tamale. And I had such an awesome father. I had great parents. How's your dad doing, Berta? Speaking of fathers. All right, so I'm just putting a little bit of paint on here at a time, trying to get up near the edge, y'all. I'm going to turn my brush around and go right up to that edge. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the white part. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so cute. All right, so let me put, well, I don't want to have to keep going back and forth. So let's go and let's do this red part over here. This looks like it's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be just a matter of doing this whole part in red. Chicken. Do you do chicken breast or dark meat, white meat, dark meat? I'm going to have to look that up because that sounds good. I decided that I'm not going to do the sides of these because it's got like a little brown. It's got like a dark brown color. And it's kind of hard to paint. So I'm just going to leave it brown and only paint the tops of these. Now this one here, I could actually use a little bit bigger of a brush. I'll come back and do like some highlights and stuff like that after I get it all, the base coat of the color down. All right, so this is what we have. This is going to be, I guess it's like his, oh, you know what that is? That's his bag. That's Santa's bag. Okay, all right, I got it. All right, so here we go. Let's take this off of here. I'm going to do this part. This is going to be in red. And this is going to be in red, it looks like. Hold on. So that's going to be in red. That's going to be in red. So I want to get all of this here in red. But I don't want to do... Let me get some water on this just to make this flow a little bit better. It's kind of dry. This paint's kind of a little bit drier than what I'm used to working with. And I'm going to just dip this a little bit in the water and then pull some of that water off of there. Now I should be able to go in here. There we go. And get my lines. But I actually think that this whole thing is going to be red. So I could actually go in there. And I just don't want to get this bottom part. All right, let me come around here. Get some water. Tap it off. All right, so this is, for the most part, this is pretty much, once you figure out where the pieces are going to go, it's pretty much not a whole lot of thinking involved. And the thinking part would become like if you wanted to add like glitter or anything extra. I'm going to just go ahead and do these. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. That was his white part for his. All right. I'll go over that with the white. All right, so I'm going to come and I'm going to get this edge here. Remember that I'm only going to need to do the edge of this bottom part. I don't know what color that's supposed to be. Let's see if I got a picture of it. No. It looks like they may, that may be brown. Maybe part of the hanger. I think that's part of the hanger. All right, so actually, you know what? I'm going to bring this right on down. Because this, all right, I'm going to keep, oh, that's white. Oops. All right, here we go. Gonna get his top of his jacket in the back. I think I like the angled brush, y'all, for this particular ornament that we're doing. All right. And I'm just going to go around this edge here. I don't need, all right, I got to watch out because that's white there. All right, I'm just going to get just the edge of this. because I don't know if I'll have enough paint to do everything. Oh gosh, there's a part of me that just wants to do the whole thing. But I better make sure I have enough paint before I do that, right? All right, so this is going to come in here. So let me just kind of use that as a guide. We need to not go over this here, because that's his jacket. And then I want to stop, because I'm going to do white over here. All right. We're not going to be able to see that. I might have enough. If I have enough paint, I will actually do that in. But we're going to wait and see. All right, this has got to be white. All right, this is going to be white. This is his left and his right. And now we're going to come in here and we are going to come in here, get a little bit of water on this brush so that I can, now, you know, if somebody gives you a kit and you don't like the paint that they've given you, you can always use your own paint, but I don't need to tell y'all that. Y'all know that. All right, here we go. This is going to be the top layer of the back of his jacket. I'm going to hold this up here in just a minute and show y'all what I'm doing. Okay? So I'm just going, the bottom part of this is going to be chicken breast, boiled, add, ooh, a baked potato, mixed it in a bowl, ooh, garlic, anything with garlic tastes good. I love garlic. Salt and seasoning. When I heat the corn tortillas on the then you heat the corn tortillas on the grill to warm them up. Place the chicken in the middle, roll it, and then place them on the frying. Ooh, I bet that, oh my gosh, that sounds, oh, crispy. Yeah. That sounds so, so delicious. Yum, 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 yum. All right. Here we go, y'all. We're going to finish up the back of his jacket. I'm going to have this over top of here. So I'm going to do like I did before, and I'm going to just come in here, go inside the edge of this line, so that in case I don't get it perfectly lined up, the colors will still look good. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn this around this way. And once I get done with all of the red, then we will, all right, make sure. Okay, this is going to, then we're going to do the white. All right, I think this is going to be good. Just want to get inside this line, because some of the pieces I didn't line up exactly perfectly yesterday. I'm glad I used the glue that I used, the what was it called? It's a wood glue. Stick it fast or something like that. All right, here we go. All right, so this is what we have. I'm not going to use the paint on that. I'm going to come back. We're going to do, this is white, this is white, this is white, this is white, that is white, the rest of that is white. All right, so I think we're good. Let me come in here right up to this line. I the machine's wonderful, the technology that people have. I don't know what this is. That must be part of the hanger. I think, oh, it is. It's part of the hanger. All right, so I'm going to have to, all right, this is the back. This is the back. This is the back. I got to keep myself organized here, y'all. This is the back. And I want to take this one here. Yeah, because this has got to be white. So let me rinse my brush. And let's see if, all right, I should be able to get this in here. So let's go in here with some white, y'all. If I need to use more red, I will. But I want to get this. Let's get our white. And we're going to need brown also. Oh, there's not very much white here. All right, here we go. Let me come in here. I'm going to have to, that's going to have to dry. I want to make sure that I get this all nice and covered. I may have to get another white out to make sure that I cover up that red. That was my oops. All right, this is pretty easy. This is pretty straightforward. Yeah, we have a, I don't know, do you eat much fish, Berta? We have, Seth and I have a, oh boy, this doesn't look like it's going to be enough white, but we'll see what happens. So the flounder, I've got a couple of recipes for the flounder. We take the flounder, and we found that we like it on the skillet better than in the oven. And all right, so I think I want to go. I'm going to go over all of this in white, and then I'll do the buttons in brown. How cute is this? This is going to be so cute once it's done. So we take the flounder and we cook it in a skillet in butter. And then we add garlic and lemon and capers and lemon. Anything lemon and you've got me. I love lemon. When I told y'all the other day that when I went to get my car fixed, the window, because the window had fallen down, that the people at the car place asked me if I wanted any cupcakes, and I don't normally eat cupcakes when people offer them to me. It was like, they're homemade and they're lemon, and I was like, oh my gosh, you got me at the lemon. And the fact that they were homemade, it was like, all right, I'm gonna cave. So I had I had some lemon, some homemade lemon, anything lemon. Seth is so funny because he tells me, yeah, I knew when you said they were lemon, I knew all bets were off because I do love me some lemon. All right, so there is that. That's going to go over here. And I think I'm going to leave that. I've got to come in with some brown, so I'll get another brush. All right, I want to get this nice and white. So this is almost going to need 2 coats, y'all. All right, so that's going to be up there. Can y'all see that? No, you can't see that. Let me bring it down. Let's see, right over. You can't see it. Let me bring it. This is, let's put this one over here. So that's the front. And let me come, oh, I'm not going to have enough white. So I'm going to make sure I do the top white. And the bottom white. I may have to pull out my acrylic white because we want all the whites on top to match, is what my thinking is. It looks like I'm going to need to dry this, and okay, so there's that. All right, here we go. I'm going to come in here, and let's see, we want to get, I got to get this. This, I really messed up on this one. See if I can get my brush in here. Maybe I'm going to luck out, y'all. I think it's going to be okay. All right, so that's going to be white. And this is going to be white down here. And why am I painting this? Because when I layer this, I want to make sure that if everything doesn't line up perfectly, that I'm okay. All right, that didn't do too bad. I'm surprised. And then I want to come up here and probably do some brown. All right, I'm just gonna hold this in here. I'm gonna run out of white. Here we go, here we go. All right, this covered over my mistake pretty easily, so I don't know what kind of paint this is, but it did a good job covering everything. And I'm going to come in here. Now remember that when you want to layer something, that you want to make sure that you let your paint dry before you put your second coat on there. Otherwise, all you're doing is pushing paint around. All right. Oops, I got some on the side there. That's not good. This is the learning phase, right? So we're allowed to make mistakes. All right, let me get that, and I'm going to dry this. This is fun. Fun, fun, fun. Uh-oh. All right, let me come in here with my white again. Oh, I got to get this jacket here, so let me go ahead and do this jacket. This is the back. These are the back pieces. I got to figure out how those pieces go on there again. All right. Wow. Here we go. All right, this one I want to do, I want to make sure that I get near that edge. Turn my brush over. And because I have plenty of paint on my brush, I'm able to do that line pretty easily. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to come down this line. It's all about making sure you've got the right brush and the right amount of paint on your brush. Okay. Coming around here. kind of, I need to be careful because if I go along that edge, this white shows up on that edge. So I may have to go back over some of the edges with some black paint. All right, here we go. We're going to get in here. This is really good practice for precision with your paintbrush, y'all. So if you don't feel like you can get a nice clean edge, then practice on cardboard. That's what I always tell everybody. Practice on cardboard. That's what I did. And work your way up. And then just keep practicing and pushing yourself a little bit more each time. And before you'll know it, you'll be a champ. All right, that looks good. All right, let me get this in here. Let's see here. Hey, Viola, how are you? How is hardworking Seth doing? Hardworking Seth is working. He's working at Best Buy now. He is on the Geek Squad. So he's loving it. He learns something new every day. Seth and I are so much alike. It's like crazy. We will say the same thing, same exact words, same thought, everything at the same time, and we do it all the time. And he's like me. He loves to learn. And so he doesn't like a job where, you know, you just kind of like, he likes something where he can problem solve. And, all right, let me put a little bit of water on this because this is getting kind of dry. So being with the Geek Squad, he's really techie savvy. And anyway, being on the Geek Squad at Best Buy is good for him because he's always got some kind of problem to solve, and it keeps keeps him growing and learning, and he loves it. It's so funny to hear him talk about, all the different problems that come in, and to him it's, he's learning. Sometimes he has to ask his boss, how do you do this or what, but he just loves it. So, and it's just right up the street too, so it's not far. I still take him to work. It's only 10 minutes up the street. All right, let me see if I can get another edge, a nice edge right in here. I think the angle brush is better than this little squared off flat brush. All right, let's see what I got. All right, this one's not quite as clean. He mowed the grass for me the other day, and we think that this is going to probably be the last time that he has to mow the grass for this season because it's starting to get cooler, and it's also the growing season in Virginia is coming to a close, so you can see that the grass isn't really growing like it did in the summer. All right, so I think that's good. We got that, we got that, we got this. We need to put the buttons on this, so we'll get that. And let me grab a little bit of this white so I can cover up this red a little bit better. It actually gave it pretty good coverage. So Seth is here with he's helping me with stuff that I need around the house, and while Robert is taking care of his mom. And all right, y'all. All right, I think I want to do the hanger. So I need to do brown on this. So let me get, I'm going to put this, I think I'm going to put this in my water. And let me get, what kind of brush? This one here is kind of small. This will be a good one. All right, so let's come in here with the brown. I think this is the brown. That looks black. Hold on. Yeah, this is the brown. All right, so let's come in here. I'm going to get my brush wet. Just get a little bit of water on it because I want more of a stain is what I want. All right, here we go. Let me get some water on this. I want it to be more of a stain than I want it to be painted. Yeah, he's a huge help, and we have so much fun together. We laugh and carry on, and he, all right, let's come in here. Kind of a mix between the paint and the water so that I get more of a stain look. This is the hanger. Okay, let me show y'all what I got. See, we got the hanger now. There we go. All right, so that's the front. So let's come in here and we're gonna get a little bit of brown. I need to do the, all right, here we go. Oh, that was pretty easy. See how that water just made that go right across that, that line, made it real easy. You want to make sure that you've got the right, okay, so there's the back of the hammer. Thanks, Berta, for sprinkling. I appreciate that. All right, let's come in here. Get this just a little bit darker, not much. Huh. How about that, y'all? Okay, so I probably need to do some white on that one. Because I want to make sure, well, I might be able to get away with it. Maybe I will. All right, so let's start looking at, all right, this is going to go here. That's Santa's bag. This is going to go here. All right, I think I need, let me try this and see what we get. I can't tell if it's a gloss or if it's flat. All right, this is going to be a flat. I can always add a gloss over it if I need to. All right, so what do I want to do? I want to get another small brush. Let's see here. Little tiny guy. This is an angled brush. All right, I think I want to do that. So, all right, let me come in here. Just kind of clean this up a little bit. One year for Christmas, I made some plaster of Paris ornaments. This was so funny, I have to tell you all this. I was homeschooling, and my friend, we went down to, we've got a vacation home on the Outer Banks that we share with 9 other families. And anyway, so we bring these, we're going to make these ornaments, right? And, oh, I'll tell him. He's at work right now. I'll be sure and tell him. He loves you, Berta. He's like, oh, I love Berta. Every time you say something, she's so sweet. He thinks the world of you. Anyway, So here we are, we're making these plaster of Paris ornaments. It was like a nativity plastic cookie something, and we thought for sure that we could make this happen. Well, she was like a producer or something, I can't remember what it was, for CBN. And stage manager, that's what it was. She was the stage manager. Boy, I'll tell you what, had a director personality, and what an amazing gal to work with. Anyway, so here I was, you know, a teacher, and she was, all right, this is coming along, y'all. This is coming along. I think I like my paint better than their paint. I like or maybe it's just that it's another coat that makes the difference. But anyway, so we were laughing and giggling and carrying on because we could not figure out how to make these plaster of Paris ornaments with this, I don't know, it was like a cookie mold or something like that, and it was plastic. And we thought for sure that we would be able to just pop them out of there. Well, they did not just pop out of there. And but another year, I made some plaster of Paris ornaments, and they just popped right out. So we thought that we were going to be good to go, but it didn't work out. But one year, that's what I did for Christmas presents, is I made everything. He does. Oh, thanks, Berta. He loves you more too, and I love you also. Anyway, so I got like all these like little tiny brushes. That was the first time that I really did some intricate painting. All right, I want to do this bottom one here now that I know I have enough white here. Let's put some more in here. I made like these little Santa Claus stockings, and it was like a whole slew of different kinds of ornaments. And I had so much fun with it. All right, here we go. Bringing it right up to the edge because I got enough paint on my edge of my paintbrush so that it'll move around. And I'm going to slow down when I get near that edge. Make sure that I've got plenty of paint. That is the key to getting a good solid. So I guess I did have, I didn't think about it until now. I guess I did have a time in my life where I practiced some painting, some intricate painting, you know, coloring eyes and buttons and stuff like that. All right, here we go. I'm going to let that dry. Then we're going to come over here and get this guy. Yeah, I like this white. This is not quite as flat as what was given in this kit. And it doesn't really matter because, you know, if I were putting a kit together, I would more than likely, I would do something flat because you can always put gloss over top of it, but you can't ungloss it, right? All right, let me get this one in here because it looks like I can get a better edge on this. There we go. That didn't do bad at all. Remember that all right, this one's going to matter because this is going to be up high. So we want to get a nice clean edge on that one. Now up here, I don't think it's going to matter so much. The mistake I made was able to be covered up pretty easily without any problems. All right, I know this looks kind of off, but we're going to be covering this up, y'all. So just bear with me. Bear with me, bear with me. All right, now I need to, all right, I'm going to put this brush in my water. Kind of swirl those around so maybe they can be getting clean. Now I'm going to come back. All right, I'm going to close up this white because I have my own white that I can use. So if I can close that up, there it goes. And I want to come in here and I want to do these buttons. So I got just a little teeny tiny brush. Oh, I missed that right there. And I'm going to just kind of like leather buttons, I guess. But definitely pick the right brush because this is not a very big circle. All right, there's our buttons. See our buttons? I'm going to probably go over that with a second coat. I'm not sure why they gave me so much brown. All right, let me go back over this again because now why did I move my paint? Because I didn't want it to dry out with the dryer. I love it. It's like smelling like a campfire in here, y'all. Oops. Okay. Got his little buttons on there. Kind of wonky. Some of them are kind of wonky. Maybe I need to come over here. Hold on a minute. Let me fix one of these buttons because it's looking a little bit off. Let me see if I can find another small brush, another itty bitty brush. All right, let me dry this. I'm gonna go around this and dry. We're getting there, y'all. We are getting there, getting there. All right, let me come in here with this white and just kind of go around this, kind of clean it up a little bit. Let's see here. This one will work. All right, let me get another brush here. Hold on. It's a good thing I've got a good assortment of brushes. All right, this one looks pretty good. Let's go for this one. I just want to clean this up a little bit. So because you're not really thinking, oops, I just went over that. You're not really thinking about creatively what you're going to do, that you're mostly painting. This, you know, anytime you have an opportunity to buy like a little kit or something, it makes for a great sit around the table with your girlfriend project because everybody can, you know, paint whatever colors they want, but the pattern's still the same. I always think it's fun to get together with people and craft with them. All right, let's go over this. You know what would have looked really good? You know, it's like if I had to do more than one of these, you know what would be really cute with this is to, all right, let me clean this brush out. Like if you had some, oh, what do you call it? Like snow-like looking stuff, like a texture. Now I got myself thinking. Hold on. Let's see what I have in here. Modeling paste, gloss. Oh, you know what? Uh-oh. I got an idea. I think I have. I got an idea, if I can find it. Glass beads. Look at that. I bet that putting these I bet that's gonna be cool. We should try that, y'all. All right, let me see what we got here. All right, this has to fit here. Okay, that's good. All right, I think we should try this. I don't know how you work with this stuff, but I think this is a good time to learn. All right, so this is going to go on top of this. So this is the one. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. Where is another good brush? So I think what I need to do is I will glue this on here, and then I will come back over the top. I need to do something with those buttons. Those buttons are kind of needy. They look like they need something. And then I'm going to come back over with this glass bead stuff, y'all. All right, let me get my glue out because I think we're ready for some glue. Alrighty. I think I should go from the top down. So let's do that. Let me get another popsicle stick. Looks like I can get some more popsicle sticks. All right, we're going to use the glue. We're going to use this on the top. Remember that this is quick drying. So we are going to put this on here. Line that up. Oops, get it all the way up to the top there. All right. All right, so we've got that one. All right, let me take this off here. And let's see if I have a brush. Oh, you know what? I have some brushes over here that are cheap brushes. So let me grab one of these, and what I'm gonna do is just go along here and lift up some of that glue. There we go. And it looks like I could probably use a little bit more red on here. So let me grab my red brush. Which one was it? It was an angled one. I think it was this one. All right, I'm going to grab a little bit more red. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is fun. Fun. Are y'all having fun? I wish y'all could be here with me. We would have a good time sitting around the table, talking about what Jesus has been doing in our life, how he's answered prayers, how he's carried us, all kinds of good stuff. Right? All right, let me see. Let me get this off of there. Make sure that this is, all right, that's nice and good. Oops. All right, I'm going to put this in my water so that it doesn't dry out. All right, next one we're going to do is we are going to take, and we're going to stick our little stick in here. And we are going to, I don't think I'm going to need quite that much. Let's put this over here. And this says that it dries fast, so yesterday I found out it does dry pretty fast. I was kind of surprised. All right, we're going to put this on here, down at the bottom. I'm going to have to go around the edges and clean some stuff up. All right, let me get my brush out. And I'm going to go around this edge here. All right, we're on the last leg of this, y'all. Oops, it wants to move a little bit more than I want it to move. Make sure it's lined up. Okay, we're going to let that sit. And I forgot which side was which. Oops. Let's see, what did I'll have to do that in a little bit. I'm going to come in here with this one. I need to fix these buttons though. These buttons are really kind of... All right, let me put the glass bead stuff. Glitter would have been cute on this too. White glitter when the paint was wet. All right, I got to find the right brush, y'all, for these. Let's see if I can do this. No, that's too big. I need to fix these buttons, y'all. You know, it'd be really cute if I had some little bitty buttons and I could put real buttons on that. That would be cute, wouldn't it? All right, let me think. Let me think. What is this? That one is too big. All right, what about... No. Maybe this one. I need something. Don't think maybe this one. Maybe this is what I need. All right, let's try this. I think I'm going to go with black buttons, y'all. I think I'm going to go with black. Should I change them to black? With your air clay. Oh, that's fun to think. That's good to know. I don't do too well with clay. I have to practice more with that. Should I do black buttons or should I keep them brown? I'm kind of thinking I should go black. Yeah, this is relaxing. All right, so I could come in here. Should I do black? Should I go with black? I'm going to go with black. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep them brown. Oops, I just spilled my water. Maybe I'll keep them brown. I can always go back over them with black if I want to. All right, here we go. You like the black? Okay, I'll do the black. I was thinking the black too. I'm just not doing these buttons very well. All right, let me close that brown up. Let's do black. I was thinking black too. You and I usually think alike. All right, let's see what we got here. That looks better. It doesn't take much, and I'm not. This might be a better brush. It's got kind of like a bend on it, so that I can get a better angle of this. That's better. Looks a little better. They don't look round though. not very round. All right, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get those. So let's dry them. Smells so good. Smells like a campfire. All right, we're going to put this on here. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to do the glass bead stuff last. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on here. Do any of y'all have a laser machine? I don't. It's a big investment. I got enough stuff to craft with without adding that to it. I don't have a Cricut either. Do you have a Cricut machine, Berta? I saw one at a, it was like a craft thrift store. I guess would be the best way to describe it, like a craft thrift store. And they had like all these Cricuts for like $10 and $15. And I was like, oh my gosh. And Seth was like, oh, look, you can get a Cricut. And it's like, I haven't got anywhere to put a Cricut in my house. I'm already taken over the den, the kitchen. All right, we're going to put this on here. This stuff definitely does dry pretty fast. All right, here we go. Let's turn this over, stick it on. I'm glad that they did this all in one piece because that sure makes it a lot easier to work with. This was Lilac Lane is the name of the company, the business that I got it from. I don't think they have this for sale anymore. It was like a subscription thing. And, all right, let me get this. And I only got a couple of them because they started, I got two. They started stacking up and I thought, you know, I got so much stuff in here that I can already make. I need to practice these and see how I do. All right, I like it. All right, so this is what we have. Oops. Look at that. Isn't that cute? All right, I don't want to hold it up too long because I want it to dry without sliding. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, and just kind of going around where the glue was kind of leaking out to get that off of there. Look at that, y'all. Is that not too adorable? You saw a small one at Michael's. They, how much do they cost? Because I could maybe go to that craft thing. And what do you want? Because they had like 4 or 5 Cricut machines. It's been a while since I was there. I mean, they were like $10 and $15. But I don't know anything about Cricut, so I wouldn't know what I was buying. But if you told me this is what I want, I could look for, see if it's there. All right, how, y'all, I forgot already which side. All right, this looks like over here. So that one, maybe it's there. And this one, hang on, I gotta get, I gotta figure it out again. Oh my goodness. All right, I think that one goes there. This one goes over there. But they have to go on top, which was the craziest thing. All right, so we're gonna put this on here. Looks like I need to fix that. All right, here we go. I need to fix this red part right here. Let me get some red because I need to fix the red. All right, right, here we go. It looks like I'm going to have more than enough red, so I'm kind of excited about that. Because, you know, reds are hard colors to match. There's so many different reds. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. I'm going to come over here. I had so much fun teaching when I taught public school. But when God called me to be a stay-at-home mom, I was ready. I was ready to be a mom. All right, it looks like I need to fix it now with some white. I'll get it right here in a minute. Tell you what, those cuffs on the back side sure stumped me, didn't they? All right, so the idea is I'm going to stick this here, so that makes it three-dimensional. All right, let me get a brush for, I want to fix this white here. Another brush. Here's a little bitty guy. Maybe I need a little bitty guy. Oops, where'd it go? All right, let me see if this is what I need. Oh no, I need white. Okay, this might work. All right, boom. Yep. There we go. Oops. And then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Oops. I'm thinking that doing these glass beads down here would be a good idea too. All right, let me put that in the water. And we're going to dry this. And then we're going to put this on here. All right, that's going to work. All right, let me get my glue. Oh, it smells like a campfire. Do y'all like the smell of a campfire? I love the smell of a campfire. I love the smell of a fire as long as it's a controlled fire. I don't want anything that's not controlled. All right, here we go. Don't want too much on there. All right, here we go. I guess there might be tools for doing this, but I'm thinking my fingers work pretty well for this because I can get it exactly where I want it to go. Okay, here we go. Put this on here. All right, we're looking good, y'all. Looking good. Got a little bit of something there. All right, let me get my brush again to, where's the one that, oh, here it is. Kind of cleans things up. Oh my goodness, this is so adorable. And then we're going to do the glass beads on there. All right, so this is, so far, this is his, I finally figured it out. That's his toy sack with the chocolate stencil Santa. Oh, wasn't that cute? That was so cute, wasn't it? That was fun. That was definitely a fun project. All right, so this is going to fit there. All right, let me do it. We're going to go for it, y'all. I only needed a portion of this on here. Maybe bring it down a little bit. Interesting. It's interesting how they did that that pattern there. All right, and then this one's going to come. I guess right there. All right, here we go. That was cute. I still have that somewhere. We got lots of stuff still here. All right, let's see here. It doesn't really line up exactly. Not quite sure why. All right, we're gonna put that. All right, this is what we have. These are his sleeves. That is so cute. All right, so that, and then I'm supposed to put these back to back is the idea. So before I do that, I want to try putting some of these glass beads on here and see what happens. Never really used this stuff before. I'll find out here in a minute. Hoping it's going to give it just a little bit of more dimension. And I may not be able to put the front to the back until this dries. It's got little tiny glass beads in it, is why it's called glass beads. And I'm hoping it's going to give it just a little bit of an iridescent look. Now you could do like modeling paste to get more of a textured look. But I thought about this. I thought, well, that'll be fun. It's going to give it just one more dimension. How would those pieces look with resin? That's a good question, because there's so many different layers to it. Obviously, I believe that anything with resin looks good. I'm just trying to think of the logistics of working with resin, because there's like, I mean, you might be able to do like the UV resin. I don't know. That's a good question, Berta. I think that these glass beads are gonna look pretty good, because it's giving it another dimension of like fluffiness. I'll have to. This is kind of cool looking. I don't know. I'm gonna try and see if I can hold. Whoa, if I can hold this up for y'all. Can you see the texture? It's pretty cool. This is called Golden's Glass Bead Gel. You can take a screenshot of it. And what I do is I wait for Golden products to go on sale at 40% off, and then I'll buy the stuff that, all right, here we go. We're going to come in here and we're going to do the front of his shirt. I think this was a good choice, y'all. I hope you can see. Can you see the extra texture on that? This is called Golden Glass Bead Gel. Let me hold it up one more time for you, and you can screenshot it. And this is a 8-ounce jar, and I'm like
I haven't even used a teaspoon of this, so I think this is going to go a long way. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the front of his shirt too. I saw somebody using this and I thought, huh. Now you could do diamond dust, but the thing about diamond dust is I've gotten some of the diamond dust glass in my foot and that's just not fun. So I love the way diamond dust looks, but I do not like the fact of getting glass in my feet. And so when I heard about the glass bead gel, I thought, you know, I'm going to try that and see. I think, let me think, where did I get it? I don't think I got it on Amazon. I think I got it either off of Michael's when it was 40% off, or I got it off of, oh, what's the name of the place? Dick Blick. There's an art store called Dick Blick or Dick Blicks or something like that. Y'all, this is definitely, this kicks this up a whole new notch. Just this little bit of glass bead gel that I'm putting on here is making a difference. January, just check, keep checking, because you can get it at 40% off. Don't pay full price for it, because golden can be pricey, but if you get it when it's on sale, you can afford it. And this is, I think this is the smallest jar that they sold, was the 8 fluid ounces, and this is going to last me probably the rest of my life, because you see how little bit I'm using. Of course, if you're going to use it on a bigger surface, it'll go faster, but yeah. I like this. I'm glad I thought about this. I still kind of wish that I had some itty bitty real buttons to put on here, because I think that would spruce this up a lot too. All right, here we go. Now I got to go around these buttons. So now it looks like kind of fur on here. And it's got a little bit of like an iridescent look if you hit it in the light just right. This is so cute. Yeah, I don't remember Amazon having this on sale. And I want to say that I got it from Michael's or Dick Blick. I can't remember. All I know is that they about once or twice, maybe 3 times a year, Golden will put their products on sale at 40% off, and that's when you want to buy it. This is like a nice, this really spruced this up quite a bit. I mean, even though I liked it the way it was before this, I really like it with these glass beads on here. I'm just gonna go a little bit heavier. And plus the other thing is that with this being on like a Christmas tree with the light shining on it, it'll, I bet these glass beads will show up really pretty. Okay. Almost done. Maybe I can cover up so these buttons look like they're more round than they actually are. There's always some kind of embellishment we can hide our mistakes in, right? Okay. Wow, that is so cute. All right, let me show you what I have. But I'm not going to be able to glue these back to back because I want this glass bead gel to dry. Look at that. Hey, Viola. Can you see the difference in the texture? Wow, that just really made a huge difference. All right, let me get this one up. I'll show you this one. Look at that. It wasn't Hobby Lobby. Gosh, I can't get into my phone. Hold on a minute and let me see. Hold on, Berta, and I've got my computer here. I will, I'll let you know if I got it from Michael's or Dick Blick. So hang on just a minute. And I will pull this up. Let's see here. Let me pull up my account on Michael's. What is that? I don't need that. I need this. All right, let's do M-I-C-H-A-E. Michael's. Well, I know Michael sells it. I just don't remember if I bought it. I may have bought them in two different places. Dick Blick, hang on. Let's see if I can get into my account. And then these ornaments, I don't even know if you can get these ornaments anymore or not. They came from Lilac Lane. Is it Viola or Viola? Tell me V-E or V-I. V-E for Viola, V-I for Viola. All right, let's see here. It's not going to let me get in. Coupons, rewards. Not letting me get in. I did both. I want to set, and I can't remember for sure, but anyway, this is the stuff. It's called Golden Glass Bead Gel. Golden is a like a kind of from what I understand from talking to different artists. Hey, Lisa. It's kind of like a high-end art supply. They, because their stuff is a little bit pricier, which is why I recommend that you buy it. All right, so this is the back, and I can't glue it together until all of this glass bead gel dries, and this is the front. Isn't that so adorable? And so let me see if I can get them both side by side for y'all. And so I'll glue these two together. This will be the front, this will be the back. And this is Santa's jacket. And I'm going to let that sit overnight. And then after everything is dry, I'll probably come back and put, thanks, Berta. Let me know if you have any trouble, okay? And I'll go into my account when I get off and see. It seems like I want to say I got it from Dick Blick. And, you know, it's like, I think I ordered like a whole bunch of stuff so I could get free shipping, because I do that, because I hate paying $10 and $15 for shipping. Y'all, this is so adorable. Let me show it to you one more time. This is the front. And then I'll glue the back to this. And that's the back of his jacket. I absolutely love this. I'm glad I put the glass bead gel on it. All right.
that was fun. Thanks for hanging with me, and I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. I will not be on Saturday or Sunday, maybe Monday night, because our son he's in town. I get to see him tomorrow, Sunday, and then I take him to the airport on Monday. So if I come on Monday, it'll be probably later in the afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock or something like that. But I'm so excited because I get to see him. Can you send me the link? I will. I don't know if you can get them anymore or not. I will contact the lady. Are you talking about these little guys here? I will contact the lady who I got them from. It's Lilac Lane, and I will ask her if she has any more. And if she does, I will ask her to give me the information that I can give you. And they were fun. And I got one more left that we will do. This is the one we did yesterday. These are his pants. And then they had like little pockets on them. So everything is like all dimensional. It is like so cute. I am, Berta. I'm taking full advantage of that. And then we're going to do a hat. We've got one left, and we're going to do this probably Monday or Tuesday whenever I come back on. And then we'll be done with them. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take full advantage of the fact that he's in town. He lives on the West Coast, so we only usually get to see him at Christmas time. And he decided that, because we don't know what's going to happen with his grandmother. And anyway, yeah. Oh, I don't mind doing it for you, Berta. So he flew in to visit with his grandmother, and because we don't know if she's going to be here at Christmas time or not. And I'm praying that she'll still hang in there and do really, really well. So, but anyway, so yes, I am. He is top priority when he comes in town. Everything shuts down. It's like snow in southeastern Virginia. One snowflake and all the businesses shut down. I'm sure it's like that in Texas too. But anyway, yeah. So when Mark comes in town, he's top priority. All right, y'all. This has been fun. I love you, and I will contact the lady as soon as I get off. I will contact her, and hopefully she'll still have a set that she can sell you. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So I'll see what I can do. All right, love y'all. Jesus loves you more, and y'all have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.